Morning, Miss Critchley's spelling group, and today we are going to be looking at a spelling rule. So we're going to be looking at the sound and how it's sometimes spelt with an O and an R, so not one of our sounds that we've learned after a W, and how the OR sound can sometimes be spelt AR after a W. So sometimes the sound can sometimes be spelled OR after a W, and after a W, if you hear the OR sound, it can be spelled with an AR. So quite tricky, a little bit confusing, but let's give it a go and see how we do. So the sound is usually, not all the time, but mostly spelled OR after a W. So if you hear the sound after a W, it's normally going to be spelled with an O and an R. Meanwhile, if you hear the OR sound after a W, it's usually spelled AR. So for example, in this word, we've got the word worst. And you can hear that sound, worst, worst. But they've spelled it with an OR because it's after a W. This word says worm. Again, worm. But again, because it's after a W, we're spelling that OR with an ER sound. Over here, warm, but again, we're spelling that OR sound with an A and an R. And reward, reward, reward. We've got that OR sound again, and we're spelling it with an A and an R. So have a go, read these words now and see if you can read what they say using that pattern of after a W, we hear the it's spelled OR, and when we hear the OR, it's spelled AR. Let's see if you can have a go at reading these words. Pause the screen and read them now. Okay, so you should have read them as workshop, because even though it's OR, it's after a W, so we pronounce it as worth, so how much is something worth, how much valuable is it, how valuable is it, and world, like the globe, the earth. And over here, warden, someone that looks after something and keeps an eye on things, wart, like a little lump that you might get on your skin, and warp. Okay, so we've got warden, wart, and warp, and even though they've got the AR in them, we pronounce it as the OR sound. Right, so you're going to have a go now. You're going to either add OR or AR to these words. Remember, after a W, the sound is spelled with an OR, and the OR and the OR sound is spelled AR. So the first one you're going to spell is work. How are we going to spell work? Are we going to use an OR or an AR? Work, work. Well done. You should have used an OR. Fantastic. Right, now I want you to have a go at these three words. So we've got war, or, how are we going to spell it? Worldwide, worldwide, and swarm, swarm. Have a go. War, worldwide, and swarm. Go. Pause the screen. Okay, well done. So we've got war, so it's or, but it's after a W, so we spell it with an AR. We've got worldwide, so with the sound, but it's after a W, so we spell it OR. But there's already, there we go, OR. And then last one, swarm, or, but again, it's spelled after a W, so we're going to use an AR. Okay, so if you've got all those words spelled correctly, give yourself a pat on the back. Fantastic. Right, let's move on. Challenge 1, okay? Now let's have a go at doing this one. So what the words we've got are worthless, so earthless, worthless, wardrobe, warning, and worship. So we've got worthless, wardrobe, warning, and worship. Go. How are we going to spell them? Is it going to be OR or AR? Go through and make the words. Pause the screen. Okay, well done if you've done that. So in worthless, because we've got the sound, we're going to spell it OR. In wardrobe, because we've got the OR sound, we're going to spell it AR. Warning, again, we've got the OR sound, it's going to be AR. And worship is the sound, it's going to be OR, worship. And the last one we have got is award, word, dwarf, and worse. Award, word, dwarf, and worse. Are we going to use OR or AR? Off you go. Pause the screen. Okay, well done if you've done that. So award will be AR because award. So we've got the OR sound, so it's spelled AR. Word, it's got the sound, so it's going to be OR. Orth, so all is going to be AR, and worse is going to be OR because it's Okay, so well done if you got all of those right. So here are some words you can use in your sentences. You're going to write this up this morning for us that use that as an OR and have or as an AR. And look at other words that you can remember and you can challenge to find that use the word work in them. What other words can you find that use the word work or the word world in them? Okay, I look forward to seeing your sentences and I'll give you some feedback on Teams. Have a lovely morning. Bye for now.